I just frickin' dropped my computer on the ground. Love that for me. Welcome or welcome back. If you're new, my name is Kristen and you've reached my little corner of the internet. Another reading vlog. What? We love reading vlogs, right? I mean, I love filming reading vlogs. They're so fun, even though sometimes I forget to film the little montages and whatever of me actually reading, and then I just appear out of nowhere with thoughts, but you know, nobody's perfect. So I've had this video idea kind of planned for a while. I just didn't know when exactly I was going to actually do it. And I want it to be like a little series, I guess. Whoa, that is a big plane. Whole. That's a big plane. I can see where the planes like take off, and that was a really big plane. Oh yeah, I wanted to make this kind of like a little mini series, like reading blank like booktubers' favorite books, because I'm always on the hunt for new favorite reads. I've actually only read, I think, 2 5-star reads this year, like that I've personally given 5 stars. 2 books out of the, I think, almost 30 that I've read this year, I've given 5 stars. The percentage is not very great there, but you know what? Maybe the end of the year has some great books in store, but for right now, I don't know. The books are hitting. Don't get me wrong. Love the books I've been reading this year. I haven't been disappointed with many, if even. There's maybe been like 1 or 2 where I'm like, why do these exist? But most of the books I've been reading this year, I've thoroughly enjoyed. But I want a book. I'm craving a book. And, you know, I've also thought of that, the idea of this video ends when I find a 5-star read or whatever. But I'm like tossed up with that video idea, because then you're kind of going in with a bias and like kind of forcing yourself to like, okay, I have to find a 5-star book, like, and you're going in with that mindset. I rather just go in to books pretty blindly without having any like preconceived notions, but I digress. For this video, it's a whole nother video. Anyway, for this video, I wanted to do reading booktubers' favorite books, and for this first video in this little series, I picked Destiny Sidwell. I have been watching her videos for a good hot minute now. I actually started recently listening. Wow, okay. This year, I think at the end of February-ish, I started listening to Bookmarked from the beginning, which is Destiny and Sarah's podcast, and I've really been enjoying it. I've been listening from the beginning, and I'm not caught up yet, but I love their podcast. I love their friendship. They're so cute together. I just scratched off my makeup. Wow, I completely forgot I was wearing makeup. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Anyways, yeah, so I picked Destiny. I've been watching her videos for a minute, and I love her videos. She has such fun video ideas. She does great commentary style videos as well on current event book topics, if you will. And earlier this year, she posted a video because she was in a major reading slump, and she posted her favorite books from 2024, and I watched it, and I did read a few of those books she included in that video, but a lot of them I had not read yet. I decided to pull from that video, and also I kind of stalked her Goodreads a little bit to look at what she has read and see if any books she had given 5 stars recently. And one of them I actually started today, so we'll get into that. But I'm very excited. I'm hopeful because I feel like her and I have pretty similar reading tastes, and I feel like I feel like her rating system and my rating system are kind of similar. I feel like we both really like the gut-wrenching emotional reads where you really want to like just feel something. So that is why I picked some of her favorite books. And the one that I started today was actually Book Lovers by Emily Henry. If you haven't seen, I posted a reading vlog featuring 2 Emily Henry books last month. I read Funny Story and Beach Read. Beach Read was actually a reread. If you don't know my backstory with Emily Henry, I read Beach Read in 2022 when I reintroduced reading into my adult life, and did not like it one single bit. So, and then I read Happy Place and didn't enjoy it as much either. And I had Funny Story on my physical TBR. Finally read an Emily Henry book after 2 years of not reading any Emily Henry, and I was getting a little bit of FOMO. And I really enjoyed Funny Story, and I enjoyed my reread of Beach Read even more. I originally gave Beach Read 3 stars and bumped it to a 4.5. So safe to say I'm back on the Emily Henry hype train. So I picked up Book Lovers because from the research that I've done, Book Lovers seems to be Destiny's, I think, her favorite Emily Henry book. She gave it 5 stars, and I want to know why. I am listening to it currently. I do not own a copy of it, but it was available on Libby, the audiobook. I placed a hold for an ebook of Book Lovers to read on my Kindle. I haven't gotten any notification that it's available yet, but I've been listening to the audiobook this morning. I listened to it on my walk, and I listened to it at the grocery store while grocery shopping this morning. I just finished chapter 3, so I'm going to continue listening to it today. I have to clean more again today. I clean once like a week my room, and somehow I destroy it within 72 hours. So I am going to just tidy up a little bit. It's not much, but just want to make my space a little bit cleaner. So I'm going to listen to Book Lovers, continue on that, and then I don't know how many books I'll be able to get through this week, but I did end up picking 2 more books up of her favorites from that video she posted earlier this year. I picked up Just Last Night, I believe. Yes, Just Last Night by Mahari McFarlane, and I have not read anything by her, but Destiny really loved this book, and the plot sounds enticing. I'm curious about this. I believe it's kind of a romance. The summary sounds like self-discovery and romance at the same time, so I am very curious about this and Mahari's writing as well, because I believe she has a new book coming out. Same with, it's upside down, Annabelle Monaghan. I think in that video Destiny said Summer Romance was her favorite book of 2024, which is crazy. And I haven't read anything by Annabelle. I have Nora Goes Off Script, and I wanted to read that before reading this, but I decided to start filming this video, and we're just gonna jump into this. I think, depending on how Book Lovers goes, I don't know, because I know she gave Summer Romance 5 stars, I believe, as well. So reading 2 of her 5-star reads would be pretty cool, because I don't think she gave this one 5 stars, but it was still one of her top books of 2024. If I could get to both, who knows? I feel like I've been reading between Monday through Friday. I've been pretty consistent on reading 2 books between Monday and Friday, and then majority of this year I haven't been reading on the weekends, so my reading count has gone down per month compared to last year. I feel like because last year, the beginning half of the year, I was still in school, so I was actually setting aside more time to actually prioritize my reading, and now that I am out of school, I feel like I am doing a great job at procrastinating reading. I feel like I was reading like 11 books a month last year, and now I'm reading between 6 and 8, which is just a complete drop, but that's fine. You don't have to beat yourself up over it. 6 to 8 books a month is perfectly normal, okay? It is not, if anything, it is above average. So, I shouldn't beat myself up over it, but I do want to, going into the latter half of this year, because we're almost halfway through the year, I do want to kind of add a little bit more juice to my monthly reading number, but I don't know. We'll see. Maybe this is my kickstart into getting through books faster throughout the week. I am proud of myself because I did end up reading a book this past weekend that I started on Friday and finished yesterday, Sunday. So I am thrilled that I was able to get another book in this past weekend. So currently it is May 12th and I've read 4 books this month. So I'm doing pretty well this month and I'm very happy, especially because this month we have 5 weeks in May. But I do have a trip planned at the during Memorial Day. So I don't know how much reading I will get done then. So I want to get as much as I can now. Anyway, I'm talking for way too long, and you probably don't care. So I'm gonna put on my headphones, meander around my house, maybe play more of my pizza game, which is what I've been playing a lot and like doing a lot at night. This past week, I've officially entered my audiobook era, and there's no stopping me. I am going 75 on the freeway, full force. Like, I am in my audiobook era. At night, I've been noise canceling headphones and playing good pizza, great pizza. That is what my evenings consist of, at least during the week. So yeah, grab an iced coffee. I feel like it was very destiny of me to have an iced coffee that I made half an hour ago, and start listening to Book Lovers, or continue listening. We'll see how far I get. I was listening to it on my walk this morning at 1.25 just because I was starting a new book and didn't want to, miss any important information. I didn't realize there was a prologue, so I'm glad that I was listening a little bit slower. But now that I'm, there's nobody home, there's no one to distract me, I might amp up that listening speed. So yeah, let's get to listening. Grab your coffee, or if you don't drink coffee, tea, matcha, water, energy drink. I don't know. Also very destiny. I didn't have an Alani. I also don't drink Alani, but I thought I had an Alani in my house, but I don't. So yeah, let's get to listening. So let's get these headphones in. I've been charging them. These are my Sonys, in case you're wondering. They're the WXM 10,005. Something like that. I don't know. And they're the best because I can't hear anything. Gonna pop these bad boys on and, probably speed up the footage of me actually cleaning. Make it look like I'm doing it faster than I actually am. I'm gonna listen now and stop talking to you. So let's get going. Hey, it's the next day. It is Tuesday. It's Tuesday. No. I thought my coffee was on my nightstand. It's not. Where is my coffee? Oh, I see it. Hold on. I'm gonna go get it. Pause. Coffee acquired. Okay, number one. I have you propped up against my laptop right now because I'm too lazy to set everything up with a mic and everything to talk to you, just to give you an update on Book Lovers, which, heyo, I got the physical. I just decided yesterday on a whim just to order the physical copy. But I've listened to all of that. I don't have that much left. Let's see, where am I? Chapter 28, page 287. So a little bit left to go here. What? I went through this book so fast. I don't understand, like, what on planet Earth? And it doesn't even feel, it feels like I've only read, like, barely half of the book, but Clearly not. So, thoughts. Not even midway thoughts. Like 75% of the way through type thoughts. But because we're nearing the end already. The fact that I've gone through that much of the audiobook alone just yesterday, and it doesn't feel like it, not in a bad way, that doesn't feel like I've read a lot, but just, I don't know, I feel like a lot of this has been exposition, if that makes sense. It feels like it's been setting up for something, and that climactic event has not happened yet, which is fine. I am not complaining about it. I mean, I've been loving the characters, the setting, the plot. I do have some other, not negative thoughts, but just minor qualms. Okay, so like I said, I'm staring at my notes that I wrote down. The pacing is great, yes. Even though I just said it feels like it's just been exposition. I mean, it's not boring by any means. It's moving rather quickly, and I feel like every chapter has been pretty significant, which is very nice. The whole like plot of the book, I really did not know. I went into this so blind. I had no idea what I was getting into before starting this, and if you don't know what this book is about, which I'm probably the last person on planet Earth to read this book, I highly suggest not reading the summary at all, because it's just fun that way. Definitely love the concept and the plot of this book. I will say though, oh, hello, my laptop went to sleep. Lovely, okay. I will say though, between I read Funny Story and Beach Read, and now almost done with this, if I were to pick one book to have a male point of view, it would be this one. And I have a reason. I feel like having Charlie's point of view in this book would be extremely beneficial, because at this point in time, with that much left in the book, he feels more like a side character than a main character. I'm sorry if that's a hot take. I'm so sorry, but it feels like, I don't know, it just doesn't, it's not that I'm not buying into their Nora and Charlie's relationship or like their chemistry or anything. I just feel like, I don't know, like I don't know enough about Charlie at this point to like him enough, and I don't know if that's the whole point, but like, I don't know, I want to know more about Charlie, because he just seems like an intriguing character to have a backstory on, and we're getting like little crumbs here and there from when he talks to Nora, and I'm like, I want more, please, because I don't know, because I know they will fit together, and I want to know why, because we know so much about Nora and her upbringing, and Charlie, I want more. I want his thoughts. I want to be in his head. Like, I want more of Charlie. On the other end of that, I really do love the Nora and Libby relationship. They are sisters, if you didn't know. Nora is Libby's older sister, and I really am enjoying reading about how they are going through this rough patch in their sibling relationship, and I feel like I can empathize with Nora and all of her feelings, because I'm an older sister, not to a sister, but I'm an older sister to a brother. So not that I can relate to exactly everything, but I feel like being an older sibling, especially the female older sibling, I feel like I can kind of relate to some of the thoughts and emotions that she has. And I really can appreciate Nora's self-discovery, and I feel like it's the most older sibling self-discovery kind of reaction that she has. Like, I can totally relate to like the way she's finding herself and the route she's taking to do that. So I do really like that aspect, and she also really likes dirty gin martinis, because I really love dirty gin martinis. Not that anyone's on here seeing me drink a dirty gin martini, but it's one of my favorite. If I can order a cocktail anywhere, it'd be a dirty gin martini. Sue me. And those are all the notes that I have so far. I can see this being, even though I haven't finished it, it's going to be a minimum 4-star for sure. I don't know how high up it will go. I won't know that until I finish it, which I will finish it today. And yeah, that's all I've got for you right now. It is almost 1:30. On my goals for the month, I had 3 like big bedroom tasks. I wanted to clean out a couple drawers in my dresser, and I've done 1 so far. I wanted to deep clean my closet because literally the like hanger rack in my closet is slowly sinking because it's too heavy with all the clothes I have on it, and that's not fabulous. And I want to clean out under my sink because there's a lot of crap under there and it needs to be desperately reorganized. So I think I am going to tackle one of those, put in my headphones, finish listening to Book Lovers, and then we can pick which book I want to read next. I am right now leaning towards summer romance, just because also I have the audiobook for that as well. Even though I've been craving lately just to sit down and like make time to read a book, because the last 2 books I read have been all audio. So I feel like I owe it to myself to just sit and read. But gonna do that. Just thought I would do a little check-in. This is probably the only one I have before finishing the book. So yeah, I'll probably be back with my final rating. How exciting. Okay, let's get to more cleaning. Yay. Hey, I don't know what the last clip of me is. I remember cleaning out under my sink and going on my walk and starting to listen to starting to what? I remember going on my filming clips of my walk and I was listening to Summer Romance. Yeah, I finished that. I did not take any clips of me reading Summer Romance at all, and I started a new book on top of that, which I'm almost done with. So lots to catch up on that I didn't even film, so I profusely apologize for that. But we're back and it's Monday. So the last clip I took was last Wednesday. So it's been a few days. Yeah, it's Monday. So it's officially been an entire week of me doing this vlog, and it's been fun. I've actually this week, throughout these 3 books that I read this week, I've actually been like motivated to read with the books that were chosen. So yeah, I found myself like, even after I finished Book Lovers and Summer Romance, I found myself like thinking about those characters after finishing the book. I don't really do that a lot with romances. So that was really nice. I guess we can dive into what I have read, the ratings, and what I'm currently reading, and just go from there. But I need a sip of my matcha first. I haven't had a sip. Oh my gosh, it's so good. I got a new matcha powder. My boyfriend actually did all the research and picked one out for me and actually gifted it to me, so I'm very thankful he sponsored my matcha today. But yeah, the sun's out, sunny day. It's actually gonna be warm this entire week, which I'm thrilled about. So it called for a summer little matcha drink, and I could not be happier right now. I'm actually really excited to finish up this clip and continue reading what I'm currently reading. All right, I need to stop delaying. We need to get into the books that I've read and the one I'm currently reading right now, which, if just a little shameless plug, if you don't follow me on Goodreads and Fable, you could be seeing what I'm reading actively in real time, because by the time I've posted this, I've probably already finished the book that I'm currently reading. So if you want to see what I'm reading in real time, make sure to friend me on Goodreads and follow me on Fable. I always accept friend requests and follow back on Fable, so don't be shy. Just hit it and I will follow back because it's so fun. Okay, we started off this reading vlog with a banger. This is Destiny's, I think, one of her favorite books, Book Lovers, and I gave it a 4.25 out of 5. I think overall, I like Beach Read a little bit more than Book Lovers, but I think I like Book Lovers more than Funny Story. Right now they're tied for me, but Beach Read I think still reigns supreme in the 3 books that I have read by Emily Henry. I'm not counting Happy Place because I don't remember anything about Happy Place, so I've technically read 4, but from the 3 that are in my memory, Beach Read for sure, and then Funny Story and Book Lovers I feel like are tied. So I did talk about it a little bit, like a midway check-in clip, I believe, before those clips of me cleaning out under my sink. Not many of my thoughts have changed since filming that clip. I do think it is more of it's not a hard-hitting romance in terms of, like, in comparison to other Emily Henry books. I feel like Beach Read and Funny Story have more of that, like, the romance is in your face, and Book Lovers, it's there for sure, but I feel like other aspects of the book kind of shine brighter than the romance in here, which honestly I did not mind at all. I actually really enjoyed the sister relationship that's in here between Nora and Libby. And I think I said this in my last clip because I'm wow, not my voice going away, because I'm an older sister myself, so I can kind of relate to some of the emotional aspects that Nora feels throughout this book. The last 100 pages didn't throw me through a huge loop. The last 100 pages kind of really more so focused on the Nora and Charlie relationship, which I feel like was a little bit rushed in my opinion. I think that's why I knocked it down a couple of points there, but other than that, I actually really enjoyed it, and I'm glad that I am still ticketed and stamped on the Emily Henry hype train. So but I do love Nora's self-discovery in this book, and I do love how kind of besides Nora and Libby's relationship, an even more forward relationship is the one between Nora and herself, really trying to discover what she really wants, and it's not always a smooth and easy path. It could always reroute you in different ways, if that makes sense. So I really enjoyed that aspect of this book a lot. So yeah, 4.25. And I want to say, I know Destiny gave this 5 stars. I want to say she wanted to work in publishing. If she went to university, she wanted to go and get a degree in like publishing. So I could see why this book is very intriguing in that aspect, because they both work in publishing of sorts. So kind of seeing that behind the scenes look into publishing. Okay, I'm rambling, but anyway, not to get into the nitty gritty of it all, but yeah, 4.25, solid book, and I can't wait to read more of Emily Henry's stuff, because there's so much more. I haven't read People Meet Me on Vacation. I want to reread Happy Place and Great Big Beautiful Life, which a lot of people have been actually raving about since it came out. So very excited to get into that, and I'm glad that I knocked another one of her books off my list. Okay, next I read my first Annabelle Monaghan book. I read Summer Romance, which Destiny also gave 5 stars, I want to say. I believe it was her favorite book of 2024, which is wild, and this is the book I can't stop thinking about. I gave it a 4.5. Right now, with my ratings, I feel like if I give a book a 4.75, then it might as well just be a 5 star. So I'm kind of erasing 4.75 from my, fading it out from my ratings, because I just feel like, I'm like, why would I knock? Sometimes there is that just one instance where it's like, I don't feel the 5 star, but I feel the 4.75. Lately, with the books I've been giving 4.75, I've eventually just bumped them to a 5 star, because it feels like that. I don't know how else to describe it. So I read Summer Romance by Annabelle Monaghan. I gave it a 4.5. This follows Allie, and she is a professional organizer, and she is in the midst of grieving the loss of her mom, and also grieving, not really grieving, but is in the midst of a separation from her now ex-husband, and managing 3 kids, all at the age of 38, and she meets Ethan at the dog park because Allie's dog pees on him. So their relationship basically goes from there, and they have a little summer romance. It's short, sweet, cute, but there's so much in here for like just over 300 pages. I mean, when I was reading this book, I wrote this down in my notes. You could really take this book in so many different ways. You can just read it at face value as a fluffy summer cute little romance, or you can really dive into the hard-hitting themes of this book. And I think Annabelle's writing really makes it easy to do that because her writing allows for more digestible storylines and content and plot. And that's kind of what allowed me to either look at it like a contemporary rom-com, cute little romance, or looking at it as, you know, we're seeing a 38-year-old single mom trying to navigate 3 kids, all of their schedules. Her oldest daughter is going to be a teenager trying to navigate the emotions of a 7th grader and the 2 other kids that are younger than her, and seeing her kind of bounce back from the grief of her losing her mom, and, you know, trying to get herself out of her dirty sweatpants, essentially, because same. I do find myself thinking about Allie and Ethan a lot. I really liked Ethan as a character. He is just so sweet, so kind, just the most genuine, selfless man I think I've ever read. And for not having a male point of view in this book and still being able to learn so much about Ethan, and it like makes me want to know him in real life just because of his character development, and like his background just makes so much sense, and being able to get me that invested into the male main character without getting their point of view. It's not always easy because you're only seeing the MMC from the FMC's head, their point of view. So it's kind of hard sometimes to attach yourself to the MMC, and Annabelle, she did it. She did it. I did listen to majority of it, and I think I would go back and like read it so I can highlight and tab up some of the quotes in here because I know there are some good ones. Carbonation. That's one of my favorite words. Carbonation is going to be the way I describe feelings now. So thank you for that. And also sure is not yes. Okay, I felt like I ran into a wall when I read that, so thank you. I remember when Destiny talked about this, she was like sobbing because of the dog aspect in this. Yeah. Just the full circleness, yeah. Just the full circle aspect of tying. I don't even know how you make a dog's life a major theme and aspect of a book, but somehow, some way, it was done. I personally don't have a dog. I never grew up with any pets, so I've never kind of experienced that emotional attachment to having my own pet, and one day I really do want to have that kind of relationship with a dog, so I can totally see how it can hit home for so many people, and I wish it did for me. I'm not saying that aspect of the book didn't resonate with me somehow, but I definitely understand what Annabelle was getting at with including kind of that metaphor in the book. So 4.5, really enjoyed this one, and for my first Annabelle book too. So I'm very excited to continue reading her stuff. I have Nora Goes Off Script on my TBR cart, and I know she has a new book coming out this month, I believe. So yeah, super thrilled, and I'm glad I was able to read this. Okay, now on to the book I'm currently reading. I don't think Destiny gave this 5 stars. I don't remember. It definitely was on her top 20 or top books of 2024 list, and I had this on my radar even before that video came out, just because I was curious about Mahari McFarlane's writing, and I am, where am I? Chapter 25, page 223, so just over the 50% mark, and I've been listening to majority of it on audiobook, duh. And it's very different. I Reading the back, I am actually really enjoying how much it reads like a literary fiction instead of a contemporary romance. I think with the dynamic of the friend group and kind of being able to reminisce on past memories and events and diving into the backgrounds of each of the characters in the friend group, making it read a little bit more literary fiction really helps with that, and then including little sprinkles of romance, and kind of going through the, I don't want to say heartbreak, but like emotional turmoil that's in this book. It's kind of, I don't even know how to feel about this book yet. Really do enjoy listening to it. It feels like I'm listening to like it feels like a character study like podcast, and I think it's super cool. But I don't know, I still have a lot more to go. I tabbed just a little bit, not even that much, of just some quotes here. Okay, so like here's one. Knowing someone wouldn't lie to you and actually believing them are two different things, it seems. Yeah, okay. Also, listening to it is really cool because the narrator, she has a British accent. This takes place in the UK. I did not know that. And yeah, I'm enjoying it. I like it. I think I'm going to continue listening to it today. I want to finish it today. I think I'm going to edit some of this vlog right now and then get to listening. So those are just some preliminary thoughts that I have so far on this book. Not a lot, I know, but I've been reading it kind of sporadically. I haven't really like sat down and actually read it. I've kind of just been listening to it whenever I can. So, and I don't think that's helping the situation, honestly. Not absolutely diehard loving it. I could see myself jumping ship to actually loving it, because the way that this is going right now, I fear some tension may be coming, and I can't wait to read it. Gonna continue this, and that's all I have for you right now, and I'll check back in a little bit. Okay, I just finished Just Last Night. I didn't finish it last night. It's Tuesday. I love saying that. Sorry. Yeah, finally finished Just Last Night, literally like 10 minutes ago. I was finishing the audiobook. I was making a thumbnail for another video and played the audiobook and wrapped this book up, and that is the last book I'm reading for this reading vlog. Crazy. Okay, so for Just Last Night, I am giving this 4 stars. Point blank period, solid 4 stars. A great rating. I am so surprised with how much I enjoyed this, because the front, the little blurb here, 2 best friends, 1 mischance, a night that changes everything. If you didn't read the summary, could be a little bit misleading. Not gonna lie. Went into it thinking it was like a second chance, best friends to lovers type situation. No. Definitely was not that, and was something different, but not in a bad way. I actually really enjoyed how this book played out and how realistic it was. I think being able to witness the dynamic of a friend group that formed at 16 years old, and now seeing them evolve into full-fledged 30-year-old, they're 34-year-old adults, and kind of seeing that dynamic, and all of a sudden seeing them work through secrets and grief and loss and love and friendship. And I, going into this thinking it's going to be a romance, it was a tough switch up at the beginning of the book because I was a little bit confused, and then I think by like page 100 I was like, oh, okay, I guess that's the direction we're going in, and I just kind of ran along with it and actually really enjoyed it, especially listening to it on audiobook because the narrators have accents. I believe I said that yesterday. I think that really helped me put myself into the story and become involved with this friend group, because at the beginning I kind of struggled to care about the characters and the plot and what was happening, and then, you know, something big happens and you're like, oh, okay, I am fully part of this friend group now, and I'm in on all of these secrets. I think going into this novel not expecting a romance, is probably for the best. And it kind of read, we're following Eve, who is the narrator of this story, seeing everything from just her point of view. And it's crazy how much we learn from just getting one person's point of view, especially because it's told in the first person. Halfway through the book, how invested I got with the characters as well. It truly felt like I was kind of not just reading, being in Eve's thoughts, but it felt like I was a part of her diary, and that's not bad in any means. I actually rather enjoyed it, and I think it made for a different kind of reading experience. So still very open to reading more of Mahari's work. Curious to see how her other books play out as well. If they, I don't know anything about any of her other books, if they read more romance or more fiction. This one definitely leads more emotional and fiction heavy and like character study-esque, and I usually enjoy those kinds of books. So yeah, 4 stars, enough rambling on that, and that kind of wraps up this whole video. So these are the 3 books that I read this week, and I am so happy with all 3 of them. They were all so different and unique in their own ways, even though they all can kind of fall under the romance genre a little bit, but they all read so differently. I think my favorite and the highest rated one out of the 3 that I read is Summer Romance by Annabelle Monaghan, which is a home run because I can't wait to read more of her stuff. I mean, all 3 of these authors are just, I think, pretty solid and great ones to check out if you haven't read anything from them. But I'm probably the last person on planet Earth to read anything by these authors. That is all for me and for this reading vlog. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you did. If you didn't, that's okay. Thanks for stopping by. If you've read any of these books, let me know which one was your favorite out of the 3 of them. I would love to know. Leave a comment down below. The links to my social media are all down below. My Goodreads and Fable down there as well. Friend request me on Goodreads. Follow me on Fable. I'm always accepting friend requests on Goodreads and following back on Fable, so you can keep up with what I'm reading in real time. That's so cool. My Instagram and TikTok are down there as well if you want to give those a follow. My Instagram's kind of cool. Behind the scenes type things, stories and fun adventure posts and whatnot. And my TikTok is all makeup stuff. So if you like makeup stuff, check out my TikTok. Subscribe. Yeah, that's a big one. If you want to subscribe, if you want to keep seeing my face, make sure to hit that subscribe button, please. And hit the post notification bell so you get a notification every single time I upload a new video. Yeah, that's how that works. That's super cool that YouTube will willingly notify you when I upload. That's so sweet of them. All right, and that is all I have for you today, and that's all from me. I hope to see you guys in my next video. All right, bye!